Hello, welcome to Muckman Movies. This time I'm going to attempt a challenge that I saw over on Blue Roy Movies channel, where he went through his favourite Tony Scott and Ridley Scott films, a combined top 10. So stay tuned for my top 10 after this. Yes, so this was quite a tough task to compile a top 10 combined of Ridley and Tony Scott films. They've both got fantastic filmographies. Ridley Scott's probably more of an acclaimed director over Tony, but you know what? When you go through Tony's filmography, it's just fantastic. He's got films that are just got the rewatchable factor. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go through my top 10 combined Tony and Ridley Scott films. So I've got a few honourable mentions, but I'll leave them to the end because it was so hard to leave these films out. They could have easily got in my top 10. But at number 10, I have got Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven. So this is you've got to watch the director's cut to start with. You've got to really watch the director's cut. The theatrical cut is not long enough to tell the whole story properly, and it's a bit of a mess, really, the theatrical cut. But when they release the director's cut, this is a much better and cohesive narrative. Orlando Bloom, quite possibly his career-defining performance, and then you've got Liam Neeson, and it's set during the Crusades, and it's just a fantastic historical film. Probably not quite as accurate as you'd want, but yeah, it's just brilliant. There's some great fight sequences in this. There's a great love story permeating all the way through it when Orlando Bloom gets to the Middle East. But yeah, that's my number 10 spot, Kingdom of Heaven. My number 9 spot is Tony Scott's Deja Vu. I love this film. Tony Scott and Denzel Washington make a great combination. They made lots of films together, but this is one of my favourites. It's like a thriller with like time travel elements, and it just keeps you guessing all the way to the end. It's just a fantastic film. You've got Jim Caviezel in this as the bad guy. That's not a spoiler because you find out he's the bad guy quite early on. But yeah, brilliant film. And it's one of them films where I immensely enjoy watching it while I'm watching it. And then after maybe a week or so, I've totally forgotten the plot line. Well, not totally forgotten it. I know the basics, but like all the little fine points in the film, I forget about. So when you go back and rewatch it, it's like rewatching a new film again. It's one of them films that, you know, it's got the rewatchable factor about it. So yeah, number 9, Deja Vu. Number 8, another Tony Scott film, and I remember seeing this at the cinema and in the 90s, and I was blown away by it. And that's The Last Boy Scout. Absolutely adore this thriller set around the corruption of the American football. And you've got Bruce Willis as a private detective, and you've got I think it's Damon Wayans as the retired quarterback, and they team up to try and bring down the corruption behind this football team. It's got one of the best opening sequences you can ever imagine. Like, it blew me away. I was like, what? No way. So like, yeah, that's got a fantastic opening sequence, and there's some great action sequences all the way through it. This was off the back of Bruce Willis playing John McClane, so it was a perfect role for him to play. That's my number 8 spot, The Last Boy Scout. Number 7, we're back to Ridley, and this is Thelma and Louise. I mentioned this in my Criterion video that I made a few weeks ago. I won't go too much into it, but yeah, you've got these frustrated housewives who go on holiday and get into some trouble and end up on the run. Brilliant performances by Gina Davis and Thelma and Louise. The cinematography throughout Arizona, you know, like Death Valley and what have you, stunning. But yeah, I love this. I always go back and rewatch this every few years. So that is my number 7 spot, Thelma and Louise. It is 7, isn't it? 10, 9, 8. No, number 6. When I do these top 10 videos, I always get my sequences wrong. So yeah, number 6. 6. 5, 4, 3, 2. No, hold on. Where are we at here? No, I'm right. 10, 9, 8. I'm right. Number 7. I ended up putting the films on my honourable list, so I miscounted by a few. Right, number 6. We'll get back on track. Is another Ridley Scott film. I love this film. It's visceral, it's intense. Takes a while to get going, but Black Hawk Down is a fantastic war film. It takes about a good hour, really, of character development. So you get to know the American Marines going into the situation. But once it kicks off, oh my God, you're in for a visceral thrill ride. There's just bullets and explosions flying everywhere. You feel like you're in amongst the action. That's how visceral it is. Some great action set pieces, all based around a true story where this Black Hawk gets taken down and they try and go in and rescue the pilot and the guys in there. Brilliant. Such a great film. Great cast. It's like a who's who of actors, really, in this film. You've got Orlando Bloom in it, but you've got Ewan McGregor. I've got to try and think of the actors now. Got the other guy out of Trainspotting. I've forgotten his name. But yeah, it's brilliant. Really recommend Black Hawk Down if you've not seen it. It's absolutely action-packed. So I think that was number 6. 10, 9, 8, 7. That was number 6, definitely. Right. Number 5, back to Tony Scott. And that is Man on Fire. You probably would not have got The Equalizer starring Denzel Washington if he hadn't starred in this. Man on Fire. Fantastic thriller set in Mexico where a young Dakota Fanning... It is Dakota Fanning, isn't it? Yeah, Dakota Fanning, very young there. She gets kidnapped and he goes on a bit of a revenge spree to get her back. Loads of great action. It's brutal. There's a lot of violence in this. But Tony Scott, his visual style sort of comes to the forefront of this. Got all these flares going off, you know, like visual flares going off, and it just adds another layer of visual, like visual treat, basically. It's a fantastic film. Denzel Washington's brilliant in this as well. But yeah, you've got Christopher Walken, and who else have you got in here? I think I've just woken up this morning, so Mickey Rourke, that's it. That's who we're trying to think of. You've got Mickey Rourke in this as well. But yeah, visually, it's a stunning film. Some people might think it's a bit more like style over substance, but nah, not for me. It's a fantastic film that I go back to watch time and time again. So that's my number 5 spot, Man on Fire. Fantastic. Number 4 is Ridley Scott's Gladiator, of course. Brilliant film. It was a phenomenon when it came out in the year of 2000, I think. But yeah, Russell Crowe, fantastic as Maximus. Brilliant film. It's not accurate in historically, it's not an accurate film, but the story is brilliant, and the fight sequences, the opening fight sequence against the Prussians. Oh man, brilliant in the like winter woodland. Fantastic is that sequence. You've got an old Richard Harris who makes a good sort of cameo at the beginning, but then Joaquin Phoenix, he's absolutely vile as I'm going to have to do some more prep on these videos. Who does he play? Doesn't even mention him on the back, which is criminal. Anyway, he plays like the Caesar of the time. But yeah, and I'll put his character name at bottom. But Gladiator, it's a stunning film. You've even got Oliver Reed's last ever performance before he died, arm wrestling in a pub. But yeah, and Oliver Reed, he was probably the best performance in this film. He's just fantastic. But yeah, Russell Crowe, I'm waffling on now, but Russell Crowe, I think he won an Oscar for his performance in Gladiator. It's just fantastic. So many great sword fights in the Colosseum. It's just a great story, and it's got an ending that could get a tear out of you. Certainly did for me when I first saw it. Anyway, number 3. Enough of that waffling on. I was waffling on a bit too much. I should have done a bit of research into that film because I can't remember Joaquin Phoenix's character name. My number 3 spot, Blade Runner. What a fantastic sci-fi thriller this is. Visually, it's arguably and visually, it's Ridley Scott's best looking film. Like the flybys over the futuristic landscape, the like urban landscape, are fantastic. All these plumes of fire being emitted into the atmosphere, amazing. And then you've got Vangelis's film score, which is it's one of the best film scores of all time, and that's a fact. Harrison Ford, brilliant, but for me it's Rutger Hauer who steals the whole show with his monologue near the end. Absolutely brilliant, and he came up with that. He improvised it, came up with it, and it's one of the most memorable sequences in cinema. Great story, some great action. It's just brilliant. Good atmosphere in it. Number 3. So, my number 2 spot goes to Tony Scott, and that is True Romance. I absolutely adore this film. This is in my top 10 films of all time now. I rewatched it recently, and I just thought, I love this film. I remember going to see it at the cinema in the 90s on my own. I tried to persuade some friends to go with me, and because of the title, True Romance, they thought it was a rom-com. And I'm going, no, it's not a rom-com, it's like a thriller. But they wouldn't go, so I ended up going on my own, and I wasn't disappointed. There's so many great scenes in this. What a cast as well, with lots of cameos. You got Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper in the Sicilian scene, which is just a phenomenal piece of acting. It's just brilliant. And then you've got Gary Oldman as Drexel. He's just amazing as well. They all play very short. A lot of these actors play a lot short roles in this film, and it's all the better for it because they just put so much effort into their performance. So yeah, Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, they're fantastic. Probably one of the best couples in cinema. I love them too. But yeah, lots of good action. It's like you never know where this film's going to go as well. It always, if you're expecting it to take a left turn, it's going to take a right turn. You never know where it's going to go. If you've never seen this, and I know for a fact there's some people out there who haven't seen it, and somebody who's just watched it this week, Ian Hill, he absolutely adored it. Watch his film review about True Romance. I believe he released it last night, which I've still got to get round and watching, because I know he really enjoyed it. I've spoken to him since he watched it. But yeah, my number 2 spot, True Romance. Well, it's pretty obvious now what my number 1 is, because it's not been mentioned yet, and that is Ridley Scott's Alien. It's a fantastic film. This was one of the first films that really introduced me to cinema, and I think my obsession with film sort of started around the first time I watched this, and it was when I must have been maybe about 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old. My mum sent me and my sister to bed, and she whispered in my ear, "Alien is on later. I'll come back and wake you up and we'll watch it together." And I'm 7 or 8. And it absolutely scared the bejesus out of me. But I wanted to watch it again, like literally. The day after, I'm going, I want to watch that again. But it was on TV, so we couldn't record it at the time. There was no VHS or anything back in them days. Or we didn't have a VHS or Betamax player anyway. And I was just blown away by this film. It's got a ton of atmosphere. The set designs are incredible. Costume designs incredible. The alien practical effects are timeless. They look as good now as they did back then, and it's still a terrifying film. There's certain scenes in it, like the conduit scene. It's a nerve-shredding film. For anyone who's not seen it, they'll be on the edge of their seats in pure terror. And there's the scene with Veronica Cartwright and Yaphet Kotto. The sound design on that, oh my God, it's absolutely terrifying. As Veronica Cartwright's Lambert is just panicking, and you can hear her panicking in the distance as Sigourney Weaver's Ripley's trying to get to them. I love that scene. I mean, obviously, the chestburster scene. There's so many good scenes in this. It's unbelievable. It's a slow burn, though. You've got to stick with it. It takes a while to get going, because you don't get to the alien action for a good hour. It's another film. Ridley Scott's probably one of the masters of developing characters. He takes his time developing characters so that you get to care about them. And this is one of the films where, it builds the characters so you care about them when they die. Some great performances. You've got Tom Skerritt, John Hurt, Ian Holm. What a cast. Harry Dean Stanton, he's brilliant in it. He's in one of my favourite scenes as well, when he's trying to retrieve the cat. But yeah, number 1, without a doubt, for me, is Alien. It's a brilliant film. And it spawned my favourite film of all time, which is Aliens. So there you have it. Those are my top 10. I'll go through 3 honourable mentions, because I really struggled to leave these out. One particular, I wanted it in my top 10, but there wasn't enough room. And that was Ridley Scott's Matchstick Men with Nick Cage and Sam Rockwell. Brilliant sort of crime caper. It's funny. Keeps you guessing again. There's lots of red herrings and twists and turns in this. You don't really know where it's going, but it's a fantastic film. You've got Ridley Scott's Black Rain. Love that film. I remember the scene with Andy Garcia in that, just absolutely a gut punch to the old midriff. But yeah, Black Rain, fantastic police drama thriller. Half set in America, half set in Japan. And then, last but not least, is Tony Scott's Enemy of the State, which I do need to rewatch, but I remember absolutely loving it at the time. So that deserves an honourable mention too. It's got the late great Gene Hackman in it and Will Smith before all the controversy behind the slap. Yeah, so those are my honourable mentions. Feel free to leave some comments down below. Let me know what your top 10 would be. Why don't you do a video and let us all know what your 10 would be. Give this video a like, and if you've not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. There's more content like this to come. Thanks for watching, enjoy your weekend, and goodbye.